Today we're just going to continue talking about light, and we're going to continue reviewing about translucent, opaque, and transparent objects, okay? So let's review. So what is light? So let's remember that light is energy, and it helps us see all around us. Where does light come from? Well, the light comes from the sun, fire, light bulbs, lamps, flashlights, or lightning. Okay, so we're going to review the types of objects. Okay, so the first object is opaque. So remember that opaque means that no light passes through. And then we have translucent. So this is where some light passes through. So this is like those windows, those glass windows, the colored glass windows one. And then this dice, you can see a little bit through it, but you can't see fully through it. And then like your sunglasses, right? Those are all examples of translucent objects where some light passes through. Not all light passes through. And then the last one is transparent. So this is where like all light passes through. So when you look at the difference between translucent objects and transparent objects, you can see clearly that the transparent objects tend to just be very clear and you can see directly right through them. While with translucent, you can't see all through. Alright? So let's watch this video that quickly reviews how light passes through objects. Transparent, translucent, and opaque. Okay? So the piece of paper, is that translucent? Actually, wait, let's go here to this clear glass. Alright, is it transparent, translucent, or opaque? Where should it go? So this is transparent because you can see clearly through it. Alright, next one up, the blender that's a little foggy looking. Is that transparent, translucent, or opaque? So it's supposed to look a little foggy, so you can only see so only some light passes through it. So the blender would actually be translucent. Translucent. All right, the bag with goldfish, is that transparent, translucent, or opaque? So this is transparent. You can see clearly through the bag. And this green cube, this green clear cube, is that transparent, translucent, or opaque? So this one is a little tricky, but you can see that some light passes through it, not all of it. It's not as clear as the goldfish, but you can see that some light is passing through it, so it is actually translucent. How about this box? Where does this box go? The box goes in opaque. Alright, and then our tinfoil, where would our tinfoil go? It would go in opaque. And then our jar that's clear with fireflies, where would that go? That is transparent. Okay? Alright, so now let me show you your assignment.
Light can also pass through some things. What can light pass through? Light easily passes through transparent objects, like glass windows. You can see through clear, transparent objects. But you can't see through opaque objects. Very little light passes through them. Things cast shadows because they block the light.
Friends, so we're going to just introduce light. So we've been talking about how light can be transparent, opaque, and translucent, and different forms of light. But now we're going to sort of move into reflection and refraction. And we're going to talk more about it during science class, during the live sessions. But I just kind of wanted to introduce it today. So the first one is reflection. So this is when like you look at a mirror. All right. So we're going to talk about how light travels in a straight line, okay? So but light will reflect or bounce off of shiny objects and materials like a mirror, okay? So when the light hits a shiny mirror, the light reflects back. So that's how you're able to see yourself, okay? So when light hits an object and it reflects back, you can see yourself. All right, so you see light hitting it because light travels in a straight line and then it bounces back and you can see. So like objects that reflect light are like aluminum foil, a mirror, or shiny metals, okay? So that is how like in those types of objects you're able to see yourself because of the light that bounces back. So refraction, okay, refraction is another one that we're going to talk about. So refraction is when light rays hit the transparent substance and they refract or bend. Okay, so for example, you see the straw, when the light hits it, it appears that the straw is bending. Okay, so that's refraction. All right, it's when the object appears to be broken or bent. Okay, so we're gonna talk more about it. And then, so light ray refracts or bends as they go through a transparent substance, like a prism. When light travels through a prism, it bends. And then you see the straw. All right, you see how the straw, it appears to be broken or bend, all right, in a cup. And then there's in this cup as well, all right. So we're going to watch a video that kind of talks about it, and we're going to talk about more about it in the next class. This is just sort of like an introduction to it so that you guys have that basic background knowledge of it. So let's watch our video.
Light travels in one direction, and it travels very, very fast. When light hits an object, some of the light reflects or bounces off. Some of that light bounces back to your eye so you can see the object. The object also absorbs or takes in some of the light. The absorbed light doesn't bounce off. Shiny objects reflect more light than dull objects. When light hits a smooth, flat mirror, most of it bounces off in the direction it came from so you can see your reflection. When light hits a curvy mirror, you see a funny reflection. Light can also pass through some things. Some light pass. Thanks, Moby. Cool, check it out. The straw isn't broken, Moby. When light passes through something, it refracts or changes direction, so it makes objects look different. Telescopes, binoculars, magnifying glasses, and microscopes all use refraction to make objects appear closer than they really are. Anyway, Moby, without light, we wouldn't be able to see anything. Ah!